Welcome to PGSN. We apologize about the late start for the commentary. We are having some technical difficulties getting our station set up. But we start off with Vikings with the 5-5. Both teams tied going into this to start off. Number 17, Aaliyah McDaniel with the serve. Hit out of bounds by number 8, Cassidy Brinton for Knights point. The Lone Peak Knights now lead by 1, 7-6. Lone Peak with the serve. And a hit by Tatum Nelson, number 44. Good dig at the start of that play by Pleasant Grove. I couldn't quite see who it was there, but the Knights end out getting the point as Pleasant Grove makes a diving save, tries to make a diving save, but is unfortunately unable to make it. Hard hit by number 40, Addison Beck for the point. We have definitely seen by this team many times that they have amazingly hard hits and they're able to respond very well under pressure, just as we've seen as Cassidy Brinton, I believe, gets the first ace of the game. I could be wrong though. And now ties the score 8-8. Cassidy Brinton, number 8 with the serve. Diving save there by number 13. Cannot make it again. Sorry about that. Diving save by number 13. Caitlin Stalder, number 13, but cannot end up getting the point. Lone Peak with the serve. Addison Beck with the hit, and it is the Vikings point. As I believe we'll have number 2, Avery Valgardson. Avery Valgardson with the serve, gets an ace to put the Vikings in the lead, now 10-9. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Boston Harding. I will be the only commentator for tonight. Avery Valgardson with the hit. The serve. And it is a Knights point, now bringing the game 10-10. Both teams trading points here as no timeouts have been taken. And yeah. And also tonight we will have Duffy doing our producing and directing as well. Knights point as they hit it to the back corner where no one in PG can get it back into play. Lone Peak with the serve now. And I apologize. I will not be able to announce any of the the Lone Peak Knights players because I do not have a roster. I do have a Pleasant Grove one, so I will be able to announce their names, and I do know some of them off the top of my head, too. Number 40, Addison Beck with the serve on the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Hard hit by Lone Peak. It was just barely in for the Lone Peak. Sorry, I cannot speak right now. For the Lone Peak point, now 12-11. Vikings are down by 1 point with a Lone Peak having the serve. Hard hit to Cassidy Brinton, number 8, and she cannot respond. Makes a diving play. Ends out being a Vikings point. Which now ties the game 12-12. Number 7, Molly Mitchell with the serve. Tipped by Aaliyah McDaniel, and they get it back over. Aaliyah with the hit again. Blocked again by Aaliyah McDaniel. What a play for Aaliyah. She had a tip, a save, a hit, and a block. What a play for her. One-man army. Blocked out of bounds by Pleasant Grove for the Knights point. The Knights with the serve, number 50. Cannot make it over the net for a Vikings point. Now 14-13. We have number 13, Caitlin Stalter with the serve. Tatum Nelson with the hit there. Vikings point. As I believe the Knights may have hit the ball 4 times. I apologize. I was wrong about that call. Someone on the Knights hit the net, so it ended out being a Vikings point. Vikings lead by 1 point, 14-15. Oye McDaniel with a hard hit ends out going out of bounds for the Knights point. Lone Peak with the serve. Tatum Nelson with the not being able to hit it there. It appeared that she jumped just a little too early and missed the ball. Knights with the serve. Avery Valgartson trying to put it over but gets blocked. PG hits it back hard. I believe that was Aaliyah McDaniel, number 17, to tie the game 16-16. We've seen from both teams how they can really be dominant, but the mind games really play a huge factor, as Lone Peak has been the only team that PG has lost to in their entire season so far. And I'm not exactly sure what the Lone Peak record is. I can get that information in just a minute. Lone Peak is 17-1, which is also the same record as Pleasant Grove. So they are tied in their ratings. Pleasant Grove is rated number 1 in the state and also number 1 in so many more categories that it's crazy. We have number 8, Cassidy Brinton with the serve. Great block there by number 2, Avery Valgardson. And sorry, going back to what I said, or what I was saying. Sorry, great spike there by, I believe that was Avery Valgardson yet again, number 2. Sorry, I was wrong. That was number 40, Addison Beck. But as I was saying, Lone Peak is ranked number 7 in Utah, but Pleasant Grove's only loss is to Lone Peak. And I believe that was just because of the mental game that really has been going on with Pleasant Grove this season. Because in the past years, Lone Peak has been very dominant against them in all sports and have been one of our biggest rivals. So I think that the Pleasant Grove players really just have a mindset that Lone Peak is a team that we just can't beat, and that is impossible for us to play against, as we saw in their first matchup, where Lone Peak beat Pleasant Grove 3-1 in set wins. Well, that being their only loss, they have done 3-0 sweeps, I believe, 8 times now. And in the later stages of this first set, Pleasant Grove is looking to get this first set win as they are up by 3 points, 17-20. But this game is really just a battle of titans in this region, as Lone Peak is first in regional play, being 6-0, while Pleasant Grove is being second in region play, being 5-1, as Lone Peak being their only region loss and their only loss of the season. Lone Peak number 8, Cassidy Brinton with the serve. Hard hit, but is received by Pleasant Grove number 17, Aaliyah McDaniel. And a hit by Addison Beck. Again received by Aaliyah McDaniel. Addison Beck putting it over again. Can barely be received by... I apologize. It could not be received by Addison Beck. Not Addison Beck, sorry. By Aaliyah McDaniel yet again. The Lone Peak will have the serve. Avery Valgarson with the hit and the point. Vikings lead by 3. That is 18-21. So we have number 2, Avery Valgarson on the Pleasant Grove Vikings with the serve. Light touch over by Lone Peak. Addison Beck with a hit. Gets put back over in one touch. Molly Mitchell with the hit there. Blocked and hit out of bounds by Pleasant Grove for a Knights point. Which now brings the score 19-21. The serve is received by Pleasant Grove and put back over. This is a Vikings point. Number 40, Addison Beck with the serve. Barely received by Pleasant Grove. Oye McDaniel putting it over, but is out of bounds for the Lone Peak Knights point. Now 22-20. Lone Peak with the serve now. Received by Cassidy Brinton, number 8. And a hit by Molly Mitchell, number 7, on the Pleasant Grove Vikings for the point. Which now also brings Molly Mitchell to the server. Vikings lead by 3, 20-23. Sorry. Hard hit, and for the point, bringing them to match point. I believe that was number 23, Marley Villa. This is PGSN with our coverage of the Pleasant Grove Vikings versus the Lone Peak Knights, and we'll be right back in just a few seconds. And we are back. Pleasant Grove leads by 3 going into match point. We have Caitlin Stalder, number 13, with the serve. So we have seen that Caitlin Stalder has been the number 1 server on the Pleasant Grove Vikings, having the most aces. She has been super, super dominant with just serving in general. Lone Peak with the serve. Number 17, Oye McDaniel, going for the hit as she gets blocked, making it a Knights point as they come back and only down by 1 point now, as Pleasant Grove will take their first time out. The Knights have taken both of theirs. Vikings only needing 1 more point to close out this first set. Well, Knights have been creeping up, now only down by 1 point, now needing 2 to win this first set. Winning this first set will really set in motion the rest of their game, their mentality, and their work ethic against this team, against the other team, sorry. As for Pleasant Grove, if we win this first set, then it will really show to them that Lone Peak is beatable and not invincible to our minds. And if Lone Peak wins, then it'll really just hype them up and try to repeat, as Pleasant Grove gets the first set win. I believe that was number 17, Aaliyah McDaniel, but I could be wrong, as sometimes it's a little difficult to see, as I have the Pleasant Grove bench right in front of me. So I apologize if I get any names wrong. And we are back to start this second set now, as Pleasant Grove won the first one 25-23 in a close battle against Lone Peak, as throughout the entire match, both teams really just traded points, but Pleasant Grove came out on a 3-point streak, got that lead, and then never let it go. To start off the set, we'll have number 40, Addison Beck, with the serve on the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Just barely being able to be received by, just barely being able to be received by the Lone Peak Knights, as they get the first point of the set. I apologize, as the Pleasant Grove Vikings actually got that point. I was wrong. So we have Addison Beck with the serve again. I apologize for that. I am back now, as the Lone Peak Knights tied the game now 1-1 as they now have the serve. Received by Pleasant Grove. Can they put it over? No. I believe that was number 8, Cassidy Brinton, hit it into the back where no one in Pleasant Grove was able to receive it, putting the Knights in the lead by 1, 2-1. As they serve. Pleasant Grove with the point there as Lone Peak coach tries to get the point for his team as he starts hitting the ball for him. Number 7, Molly Mitchell with the serve. I believe that's Tatum Nelson with the block there. Tatum with the hit. Blocked again by Aaliyah McDaniel and Tatum Nelson, but it comes out to be a Knights point, as I believe that Aaliyah McDaniel hit the poles while blocking, so that gave it to the Knights. White touch over. As that was a Vikings point, now 3-3. And I believe that was number 23, Marley I cannot speak right now. Vieja? I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I probably have been pronouncing it wrong all season. But hard spike by Lone Peak, giving them the point, 4-3. As the two coaches deliberate, it ends out being a Vikings point as they now have the lead 3-4. We have number 13, Caitlin Stalder with the serve. But as I was saying last set about Caitlin Stalder, is she is leading her team in aces, and she is a junior now, going to a senior next year, and that's kind of obvious, but she is leading her team with 36 aces, which is an absurd amount, as the second place is Avery Valgartson with 30, and then third place takes a huge downwards jump to Cassidy Brinton with 17. That means that Caitlin Stalder has 19 more aces than Cassidy Brinton, which is in third place, which is just a crazy number. Great block there by number 2, Avery Valgartson, as it goes out of bounds for a Vikings point. Now 4-6, Vikings lead by 2. But I believe that Caitlin Stalder is now averaging 2 aces a game. And I believe that's exact. This is actually, yes, currently that is 2 per game, as this is their 19th game, but it hasn't counted this game on our stats. So in the last 18 games, she's got 36 aces, which is an average of 2 per game, which it has slowed down a little bit as we get later into the season, as near the start, she had, I believe, close to 3. I believe the height that I've seen it at was 2.7 aces per game, which is a crazy statistic, as aces are probably one of the hardest things to come by in a game, especially getting into these higher levels, high school, college, And beyond that, aces just become less and less prevalent and less seen. But having 36 in 18 games, so 2 on average, is one of the craziest stats that I've seen. And another crazy stat that I've seen from Pleasant Grove is the total blocks in a player, which is Tatum Nelson with 64 blocks, which compared to number 2 is crazy good, as Avery Valgarson is in second place with 37 total blocks, which is just absolutely, first, 37 is a great number to have. Plus, with her 30 aces, she is a great all-around player. And Tatum Nelson, number 44 on the Vikings, having 64 is crazy. As I think it was 2 weeks ago that, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago that Tatum Nelson in 1 week in 2 games had 20 blocks, which is just crazy, and haven't really seen that from any other player. But again, sorry, Avery Valgarson having 37 as well as 30 aces makes her a threat on every level on this team, as she's also number 2 in digs per set, which is also one of the hardest stats to get within a game. It's pretty easy to do them while practicing. Well, I also wouldn't know. I haven't played volleyball basically at all. But from what I've seen from this team, they excel with aces, blocks, and digs. Those are some of the 3 things that I've seen the most from Pleasant Grove. As right now, Cassidy Brinton with the serve is also our leader in digs per set, having 2.8 per set, which is a great statistic in an absolute weapon that Pleasant Grove has, as nearly 3 digs per set can save them that many points. Just having those great saves just really benefits the team as a whole, and is just such a great way that they are able to make teams score less and them score more. But again, with Avery Valgarson, number 2, and number 2 in basically every stat, is just insane with how one player can be. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that. But Cassidy Brinton gets an ace there, which brings the Vikings in the lead now 9-10. But as I was saying, Avery Valgarson being in the number 2 slot for basically every, almost every super important statistic that we have to our resources is just crazy from one player that can do it all. She can get a lot of digs, which I believe she's at 2.1 digs per set, which the adding of every other player, such as Cassidy Brinton or Caitlin Salter, which are the number 1 and number 3 respectively for digs per set, can just save Pleasant Grove so many points. And in hitting percentage as well, Avery Valgarson is number 3, which, other than kills per set, is the only other statistic that she's not in the top 3 or the second place, which in hitting percentage, Avery has a 0.23 hitting percentage, while the number 1 is Molly Mitchell having a 2.99, and the second place being Tatum Nelson with a 0.293, which all three are amazing statistics compared to some other teams. Even some teams that have played less games, as Pleasant Grove pretty recently, have been in a tournament which they played 5 or 6 games, I believe, which just giving them that much more game time has been super beneficial, especially going against a bunch of different teams that we haven't played in region or will play again. Was just greatly beneficial to them in every way, such as statistics, where they have really just been excelling with basically everything. And not both teams, but Pleasant Grove has really been working to do as best as they can against Lone Peak, as that has been the one team that they really need to beat, as this is the deciding factor between who gets first or second in the region play, and that goes into different things going into state as well, which is very soon. As we have number 40, Addison Beck with the serve now. As I will stop talking about statistics and get more into the game. Ball going straight back at me. I almost caught it. Giving that a Vikings point as I was out of bounds. Now 13-14, Vikings up by 1. As Addison Beck with the serve. Gets put over in one touch. And then Aaliyah McDaniel, number 17 on the Vikings, putting it back over for the point. Now 15-13. Vikings now lead by 2. Addison with the serve. Light touch, barely being able to be saved. I believe that was number 17, Aaliyah McDaniel with the save. As it goes into the back, where no one on Pleasant Grove is able to respond to it. Couple players trying to make a play there, but just couldn't get back in time. The Lone Peak Knights will now have the serve, as the score is 14-15 as the Vikings lead by 1. Ball going way up into the rafters on the serve. As the ball goes down to the court, giving it a Knights point, now tying the game 15-15. Blocked by Pleasant Grove there, but it is hit out of bounds for the Knights point. Now 16-16. Tatum Nelson, number 44, going for that point there for the hit. But unfortunately, either hits it with her thumb there, like only her thumb, or just missed it completely. As recently in the past 2 or 3 games, we've seen Tatum Nelson really struggling to get some of her hits, as she has missed quite a few. We have number 13, Caitlin Stalter with the serve. Blocked by Caitlin Stalter, but gets the double hit for the Knights point. That was a great block by someone that we've really not seen much blocks from, or really up close plays like that, as she is typically playing back to get the bumps for like the first touches and the sets as well. Tatum Nelson getting her redemption there in the point, now 18-18, as it gets blocked and tipped off the head of a Lone Peak player. We have number 17, Aaliyah McDaniel with the serve on the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Hard spike, gets into the rafters, gets put into better positioning by hitting the steel beams at the top. Hard hit out of bounds for the Pleasant Grove point. I apologize. The refs are saying that it was tipped by a player on the Pleasant Grove Vikings and giving the point to the Knights, which now brings it 19-18. The steel beams there at the top of the gym was really in the Vikings' favor there, as a ball that was most likely going to go out to the Pleasant Grove bench and possibly into the stands gets knocked down quicker and hit to Addison Beck. As it didn't matter, as it turned out to be a Knights point. Hard hit and is blocked and then saved again. Ball again hitting the player's head. A little bit of miscommunication there by Pleasant Grove, as two people can't decide on who's going to get the ball. As I believe the Vikings take their first timeout. They are down by 3. Second timeout, I apologize. They are down by 3, 18-21. Vikings really need to come back here to win the second set and put them into great positioning to take it home for the win against Lone Peak, which would be great for the team's morale and their record as well, bringing them to 18-1 if they win this game. Which would be one of the best in the league, as Lone Peak and the Vikings, the Knights and the Vikings being tied in record 17-1. This will decide who gets a second loss on their record and who will be 18-1, and also decide who gets the first seed in the state rankings. And in terms of rankings, if Lone Peak wins this again, it would be a great upset, or not a huge upset, but still one nonetheless, as Pleasant Grove is number 1 in the state of Utah, and Lone Peak is ranked number 6 in Utah. Addison Beck with the hit and the point. Tricking the two blockers, going for the ball, hitting it to the other end of the court for the point. As we have number 2, Avery Valgartson with the serve now. Diving save. Hard hit, but it is received by Avery again. Addison Beck with the hit. Hard hit again. William McDaniel with the return there. Another hard hit, and it is out of bounds for the Pleasant Grove point, as they are on a little streak here now, 22-21. As we have number 2, Avery Valgarten with the serve again. Going up into the rafters again, as it comes out to be a Knights point, as it hits the poles and then down into the hands of the Vikings team. Unlucky play there by the rafters. The ceiling was just maybe a foot taller, than that ball would have been easier to receive by the Vikings. Lone Peak with the serve. Going up into the rafters again. Addison Beck with the light touch, giving them the point now, 23-22. Great timing there by Addison Beck, as possibly some of the Lone Peak players couldn't see it because of the rafters and some of the other stuff that's up there blocking the ball and their vision. Vikings point as a reach over of the net by a player on the Knights, now tying the game 23-23. As the Knights take their first time out, as Pleasant Grove really came back there. Now 23-23, as I believe they were down by 3 points. Vikings really now having a fighting chance to bring this second set to them and in their favor, putting them in amazing positioning to possibly 3-0 in set wins against Lone Peak, which would be an amazing feat for the Pleasant Grove Vikings, as that would just be very morale boosting and something great that the team hasn't seen in quite a long time. Addison Beck, number 40, with the serve. And the ace, putting the Vikings to match point, 24-23. Addison Beck with the serve, looking to put away this second set. Let's see what Pleasant Grove can do. They cannot, as it goes to a deuce, 24-24 in a win by 2 situation now. Some crazy end game now. See who can pull it out and get the win. William McDaniel with the hit. Lone Peak with the hit now, tipped by William McDaniel, bringing the Knights to match point, 25-24. Lone Peak with the serve. The hit is blocked. Received again. Blocked and hit out of bounds for the Knights point, giving them the second set as they win 24-26. Now both teams tying in set wins, as Pleasant Grove won the first one 25-23, and the Knights winning the second one 24-26. And we will be right back to cover the third set of the Knights versus the Lone Peak Knights versus the Pleasant Grove Vikings. I'm Boston Harding, and this has been PGSN. And we are back to start this third set of the Lone Peak Knights versus the Pleasant Grove Vikings. As we've seen from the short break, that both teams have been fired up, ready to win this game and bring their record to 18-1 for Lone Peak, cementing, if they win this, cementing their place as the #1 seed for state. And for Pleasant Grove, it will, it will make them the #1 seed if Lone Peak loses another game. But if Lone Peak wins the rest of their at least regional games, then it will tie Pleasant Grove and Lone Peak for the first seed. Sorry. They would be tied for the first seed. I'm not exactly sure how they would play that. Pleasant Grove getting an ace there. That was Molly Mitchell, #7. Which now brings them 3-0, coming out really strong in this third set. Blocked by Pleasant Grove. Ball slipping through, I believe that was Aaliyah McDaniel and Tatum Nelson's fingers, giving the Knights their first point of the set. Good save there by #1, Elizabeth Carver. I believe that was Caitlin Stalter with the serve there. And Aaliyah McDaniel, number 17, with the block, getting the point. Now 1-5. Caitlin Stalter with the serve. Aaliyah McDaniel, number 17, with the hit there, getting the point. Caitlin Stalter with the serve. Blocked by Tatum Nelson, number 44. Put back over by, I believe that was Avery Valgartson. And the hit cannot be received by Pleasant Grove, ending their streak now 2-6 as they're up by 4. Great diving save there. Pleasant Grove cannot make it out to get the point. Great diving save there by Cassidy Brinton, just barely getting that high enough for another player, I believe Caitlin Stalter, to put it back over, as they cannot end out getting the point, now 3-6. Is blocked by Pleasant Grove and then hit out of bounds, giving it a nice point, now 4-6. Lone Peak, number 36, with the serve now. And it is out of bounds for the Pleasant Grove point. Now 7-4. Pleasant Grove leads by 3. So we have Aaliyah McDaniel, number 17, with the serve. And it is out of bounds for the Knights point, now 5-7. Lone Peak with the serve. Addison Beck with the hit, and it is in for the Pleasant Grove point. Now 8-7. Sorry, now 8-5. Cassidy Brinton, number 8, with the serve. Put over by, I apologize, I cannot see who it is. Number 7, Molly Mitchell. It is out of bounds for a Knights point. Now 6-8. Hard hit, hit out of bounds by Pleasant Grove, coming straight toward the bench. Which now brings the Knights tailing by 1 point, 7-8. Lone Peak with the serve. Addison Beck with the hit. And then after that, it gets tipped by Lone Peak, going back to the Pleasant Grove side, as I believe Avery Valgartson hit it over for the point, as she will now have the serve as well. Hard hit there by Addison Beck, as it goes right back in her face for the Knights point. Now 8-9. Lone Peak number 99 with the serve. Not being able to be received by the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Now 9-9 as Lone Peak came back and tied it as they were down by 5 points, as they were down by 1-6 at the very start of this game. Now bringing it back 9-9. Addison Beck, touching the net, going for the block, giving it a Knights point. Now 9-10 as the Knights take the lead. Addison Beck targeting the coach there, hits him hard in the ankle with her hit as Pleasant Grove takes the first timeout of this third set, as they are down by 2 points, 11-9, as they really need to start getting their motion back, as we saw in the very beginning of this set, as they were up by 5 points, as they are now down by 2. Lone Peak number 99 with the serve. Number 23 with the hard hit there, and is hit out of bounds by the Knights for a Vikings point. Now 10-11. Addison Beck, number 40 with the serve. Pleasant Grove not being able to receive it. Hit twice for the Knights point, now 10-12. Lone Peak number 4 with the serve now. Blocked by Pleasant Grove. Sorry about that. Just barely blocked by Pleasant Grove, giving them the point. Now 13-12 as the Vikings are down by 1 point. Molly Mitchell, number 7 with the serve now. Blocked again by Pleasant Grove. Aaliyah McDaniel, number 17, and number 44, Aaliyah McDaniel, and the hit by the Knights is out of bounds for the Vikings point. Molly Mitchell with the serve now, as Pleasant Grove has tied the game 13-13. As that was just barely in the corner, giving it a Knights point, now 14-13. Lone Peak with the serve now, number 50. Away McDaniel hitting it over. White touch by Lone Peak, but it's received by Cassidy Brinton, number 8. Hard hit again, but is received by Avery Valgartson, number 2. Lone Peak just barely being able to make it over, but it is out of bounds for a Vikings point. Now 14-14. So we have number 13, Caitlin Stalder with the serve on the Pleasant Grove Vikings. As the Vikings really look to gain the lead. Great dig there by number 17, Aaliyah McDaniel. Tatum Nelson with the quick hit and the point, giving them the lead 14-15. As Caitlin Stalder, number 13, will have the serve yet again. Vikings looking to pull out here and get the lead that they need to win this third set and possibly win the fourth set as well. Caitlin Stalder getting an ace, bring their lead to 2, now 14-16. Caitlin Stalder with the serve. And that is out of bounds for a Pleasant Grove point. Now 14-17, bringing their lead up to 3. As Lone Peak takes their first timeout of the third set. As they take a timeout, we will hear now too. I am Boston Harding, and this is PGSN. And we are back right after that. Vikings lead by 3, 14-17. Caitlin Stalder with the serve there, and is hit way out of bounds. Sorry, hit by PG, knocked way out of bounds for the Knights point, now 17-15. Hard hit by Avery Valgartson, but is blocked by Lone Peak, giving them the point. Now 16-17 as the Vikings lead by 1. Lone Peak number 36 with the serve. Hard hit by Avery Valgartson to the opposite side, giving Vikings the point. Now 16-18 as Vikings lead by 2. Aaliyah McDaniel, number 17, now having the serve. And it cannot make it over the net for a Knights point, now 17-18. Lone Peak with the serve, number 8. Addison Beck with the hit, giving them the point. Now 19-17. Cassidy Brinton, number 8 with the serve. Hard hit, and it is in for the Knights point. Now 19-18. And the serve is in for the ace for the Lone Peak Knights, tying the game 19-19. Lone Peak number 3 with the serve. Addison Beck with the quick hit to the side, and it is just barely in, giving Vikings the point. Now 19-20. So we have number 2, Avery Valgartson with the serve. Addison Beck with the light touch again, barely being able to receive. Molly Mitchell getting it over. Blocked. Blocked by Pleasant Grove for the point. Now 21-19 as they gain the lead of 2. Number 2, Avery Valgartson with the serve. Vikings lead by 2 points as they need 4 to win the third set. They now only need 3 points as they lead by 3 as well, 19-22. Lone Peak taking a second timeout. Both teams fighting hard in this third set to try to get the second set win for each team, as both of them are tied 1-1 in set wins, as Pleasant Grove won the first one 25-23, and the Knights won the second set 24-26. And we are currently in the third set, 22-19, as the Vikings lead by 3. Avery Valgartson, number 2 with the serve. Not being able to be received by the Vikings for the Knights point, now 22-20. Lone Peak now with the serve, number 99. As we have seen earlier in the set that she is a force to be reckoned with while serving, as Lone Peak went on a very high scoring streak, but Lone Peak cannot do it again as Vikings get the point. Now 20-23, as we will have Addison Beck, number 40, with the serve now. Pleasant Grove only needing 2 more points to close out this third set and get their second set win of the match. Put down by Aaliyah McDaniel, number 17, for the point. Now bringing them to match point, only needing 1 more to win the third set. As what a closeout it would be if Addison Beck number 40, can get an ace right here. Let's see if she can do it. And it is received. The hit received by Avery Valgartson. Diving save by 3 of the players on the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Luckily, no one getting injured there. Knights now having the serve. Now 21-24, number 4 on the Lone Peak Knights with the serve. Hard hit by Molly Mitchell to close out the third set. 21-25. Pleasant Grove Vikings winning the third set. As they now lead 2-1 in set wins. We will go to a 4th set. Vikings hoping to win it and put them to win the match. Well, while the Lone Peak Knights fight for their 2nd set win to put it into a 5th set to put the game into overtime so they can win the match, quite possibly. And we will be right back at the start of the 4th set to see what both teams can pull out here. This is PGSN, and I am Boston Harding. And we are back to start this 4th set, and quite possibly the last set of the match. Pleasant Grove leads in set wins 1-2 going into this 4th set, as they will also have the serve, as we have Addison Beck, number 40. In the first set of the match, of the set, cannot get over the net for the Knights point. Now 1-0. Lone Peak, number 4 with the serve now. William McDaniel hitting it over. Blocked by Pleasant Grove. And it is out of bounds for a Pleasant Grove point. Now 1-1. As we will have number 7, Molly Mitchell with the serve. Diving save by Lone Peak, getting it over. Number 6 with a great save there. Does not matter. Tatum Nelson with the hard hit for the point, giving Vikings the lead now 1-2. What a save. Molly Mitchell with the serve now. Hard hit, blocked by Tatum Nelson again. Now 1-3. And the serve is in just barely for the ace. Molly Mitchell getting the first ace of the 4th set. Now bring the Vikings to the, whoa, cannot speak today. Vikings now having the 3-point lead, 1-4. Cannot be received there, cannot be blocked by Tatum Nelson, and cannot be received by Molly Mitchell. Lone Peak, number 50 with the serve now. Tatum Nelson with the hit off the net for the point. Now 5-2. Vikings lead by 3, as we will have Caitlin Stalder, number 13, with the serve. Tipped by Pleasant Grove. And the hit by William McDaniel is in for the point. Now 16-2 as the Vikings lead by 4 points. Caitlin Stalder with the serve. Blocked by Pleasant Grove. Hard received by the Vikings, but hit out of bounds for the Knights' point.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Number 2, Avery Valgarson cannot make it over the net there, giving Knights the point, now 6-4. The serve is received by Pleasant Grove. Tatum Nelson also not able to make it over, now 5-6. As Pleasant Grove has unfortunately ended their streak of being, I believe it was 2-6 or 1-6 earlier. As the serve is out of bounds for a Vikings point, now 5-7. As we have number 17, Aaliyah McDaniel with the serve. And it is blocked by Pleasant Grove, giving them the point as well. Now 5-8, as that ball really rode against the top of the net there. And it sorry. William McDaniel with the serve, and it is out of bounds for the Knights point. As it is now 6-8. Great diving save there by Cassidy Brinton, number 8. And she tips it out of bounds as well. As it is now 7-8. Vikings lead by 1. Great save there by William McDaniel. Cannot be saved again as the Knights tie. As the Knights tie As the Knights tie the set now 8-8. I am very much struggling to speak today. As the Knights now take the lead 8-9. As number 8 on the Lone Peak Knights will have the serve. And it cannot be brought up for the Knights point. Now 10-8. As number 40, Addison Beck gives the Vikings the serve back now. Sorry. Cassidy Brinton, number 8, with the serve. And that is in for the ace. Sorry. As Cassidy Brinton now tied the game 10-10. As Cassidy will have the serve yet again. The serve is received by Lone Peak. Addison Beck with the point yet again. Giving a light touch over straight into the hands of one of the blockers on Lone Peak, as she cannot put it back over the net herself, and brings it down for a Vikings point. It's Cassidy Brinton, number 8, will have the serve again. The spike cannot be received by Pleasant Grove. Now 11-11. Number 3 on the Lone Peak Knights will now have the serve. And it is out of bounds for the Pleasant Grove point. Vikings now lead by 1, 11-12, as we have number 2, Avery Valgarten, with the serve on the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Received by Avery as well, soaring high up into the rafters. Addison with the hit. Received by Aaliyah. Hit by Addison again, and it is out of bounds, just barely. I lied. It is tipped by someone on the Lone Peak Knights for the Vikings point, now 11-13. As the Vikings lead by 2, we will also have number 2, Avery Valgarten, with the serve. Cannot make it over the net, just barely. Now making it 12-13. Lone Peak with the serve, and it is out of bounds for a Pleasant Grove point. Now 14-12. So we have number 40, Addison Beck with the serve. Is blocked by Lone Peak. Cannot be put back over by the Vikings. Sorry about that. The serve couldn't make it over by the Lone Peak Knights. Now giving the Vikings the lead of 2 as we have number 7, Molly Mitchell with the serve. And it is out of bounds as well, giving it a Knights point, now 14-15.
Hey, no cell phones on the sideline.
Lone Peak number 50 with the serve now. Received by number 1, Elizabeth Carver with a diving play. Blocked by Aaliyah McDaniel, number 17, for the point. Vikings now lead by 2, 14-16. We have number 13, Caitlin Stalder with the serve. And she gets an ace, putting Vikings in the lead by 3 now, 14-17. As one of the flag people is talking to one of the referees, a ruling might be overchanged. And it is not. It is now still 14-17. Cannot be received by Pleasant Grove Vikings. The ball bounces up and down straight into Caitlin's face. We will have Lone Peak number 36 with the serve. Vikings lead by 2, 15-17. William McDaniel putting it over lightly and is received by Lone Peak. Aaliyah with a hard hit again. It is tipped by Tatum Nelson as Pleasant Grove puts it back over Aaliyah again, and it is in for the point. Vikings lead by 3 now, 15-18. As we'll have number 17, Aaliyah McDaniel with the serve. Received by Cassidy Brinton, number 8. Addison Beck putting it over, diving save. Cannot be received by Pleasant Grove for the Vikings. Sorry, for the Knights point, now 16-18. Lone Peak number 8 with the serve. Addison Beck putting it over lightly and cannot be received by the Knights for the Vikings point, now 19-16. Vikings continue to lead by 3 as Cassidy Brinton, number 8, will have the serve. is tipped by Pleasant Grove and hit out of bounds for the Knights point, now 19-17. Lone Peak will now have the serve. Diving save by Cassidy Brinton, but it does not matter as Pleasant Grove cannot put the ball over. Now is 18-19. Vikings a lead by 1. Addison Beck with the hit, not being able to put it over, just barely, making it 19-19. Both teams are really fighting super hard here for different reasons as the Knights try to get their second set win and put it into a 5th set, while Vikings look to end it here. Hard hit by Addison Beck, and it is in for the point, now 20-19. Vikings lead by 1 point as they really need to pull out and start gaining more points here to really set in this win. We have number 2, Avery Valgarson with the serve. Diving save. As it hits the net at the very top of the gym, the divider, and it is ruled a Knights point. As that would have just barely made it over if that divider wasn't there, although it's not called for a replay. Lone Peak with the serve. The hit is received by Lone Peak, blocked by Molly Mitchell. Molly Mitchell with the hit, barely received by Lone Peak. Avery Valgarson putting it over for Pleasant Grove. And the hit is out of bounds by the Knights for the Vikings point. Now 21-20. As Addison Beck, number 40, will have the serve now. Vikings lead by 1, 20-21, as they really look to gain more points here and put away the Knights. And I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest. The serve by Addison Beck cannot make it over the net. Now 21-21. Both teams showing even plays, even players, as they've just been going back and forth trading, making some great plays on both sides of the net. As number 13, Caitlin Salter gets the point, it's tipped by the Knights and hit out of bounds for the Vikings point. Now 21-22. As we have number 7, Molly Mitchell with the serve. Diving save by Avery Valgarson there. Blocked by Tatum Nelson for the point. Sorry about that, it wasn't blocked. The ball just couldn't make it over the net. Now 21-23 as the Knights take the first time out. Vikings will lead by 2, 21-23. Vikings in a good position to win this 4th set and win the match here, but they need to pull out some of their best plays, as this is one of the best teams that they have played all season, And one of the two teams that have given them the most fight, the most challenging battles as the second team that has done this was Corner Canyon, as they set it into a 5th match, and Pleasant Grove came out on top, 3-set wins to 2. As we'll have number 7, Molly Mitchell on the Pleasant Grove Vikings with the serve as they look to put away the Lone Peak Knights. And she gets an ace, now bringing it to match point, 21-24. Is hit to the back, number 36, I believe, and hit out of bounds towards a closet. Molly Mitchell with the serve, looking for the final point of the match. It is blocked by Pleasant Grove, but goes on their side for the Knights point, now 22-24. Lone Peak with the serve. Aaliyah McDaniel cannot get the final point. Aaliyah again. Cannot get it again. Aaliyah for the 3rd time for the point. Bringing home the win, 25-22. Pleasant Grove wins the first set, 25-23. Loses the second set, 24-26. Wins the third one, 25-21. And closes out the game, winning 25-22, as they have beat one of the hardest teams that they have had to fight this season. And this might mean that they go into a tie for the first place seed in state. As in region, sorry, not state. I apologize. But Pleasant Grove, very excited about pulling out this win, as Lone Peak has been the one team that they have really struggled to play against through years before, and this year, and also this year, earlier in the season when they have lost to Lone Peak, and they pulled out this miraculous win against Lone Peak. That have just been an amazing fight. Both teams playing to their best ability, and Pleasant Grove coming out on top. This has been an amazing match to watch and an amazing one to commentate as well. And I'm very excited that I got to be able to do this with you guys today. My name is Boston Harding, and this has been our coverage of the Lone Peak Knights versus the Pleasant Grove Vikings. And we will see you next time here at PGSN.